So that's us at day 4 of the 4 Advents of Sundays for yarn and for art bats. So today I've decided to go with the colour theme that I use for the Christmas Day art bat with the 12 days of Advent. I know it all gets a bit confusing, but you'll see as of Christmas Day video what the colourway was with that. I can't show you that one, but I will show you the colour option that I went for the 4 Sundays of Advent bat, which is different. Hope you enjoy that so far. You'll see from Christmas Day and for 12 more days after that, starting from Boxing Day, it will be the 12 days of Advent 50-gram art bat and the gifts that will be included throughout there. This is a very long, it's always the busiest time of the year for me, from around about mid-September all the way through into November, and then filming all the videos as well as dyeing it all, blending it all and packing it all up together, and then ordering the items and the gifts that go into them, gift wrapping every item and deciding how I want it to look when it gets to you. So yeah, it's a bit full on. So, and in between that, I've still got to dye up products for the website, so that I've always got stock on there continuous throughout the time as well. Yeah, really full on. So what I'm doing today is my last yarn, and it is 100% merino. It's been spun in a worsted way, so we're just going to get that out the tray. It's been sat soaking. I like to just cover it with a couple of old towels so that it doesn't get ruined while it's waiting for me to get to it. So I'll turn you over so you can have a look and see what we're up to, and the colours that you'll see now and the inspiration pop up on the screen. So there we go. I'll just get you so you can see. So again, empty tray, nothing in there now. So I just need to take my grip off it, so I organise my yarns. Take that off. So to one side, find the yarn and get this in here. Now this one I'm going to do a bank up in the middle, because I've got plums, soft pinks, as you can see in the picture, and I've got 2 different tones of a greeny tealy colour. So I'm using Cabernet and Bordeaux colours and a blush pink and a watered down blush pink with a little bit of Bordeaux in there as well. So we'll get that in there like so, and we're going to bank up the middle section like that. Okay, there we go, banked up in the middle to create a bit of a reservoir on either side of these yarns like that. Quite happy with that. So what colour I'm going for first is this one, which is the Cabernet. I'm just going to add a bit more water to that. I don't want to press it down too much, because obviously I want to be able to add in other colours on the other side. And then we're going to go in with this blush pink, and I'm going to put a bit more water in that one as well. Like so. So because it's not a superwash wool, it's 100% merino, I have a little bit more time to play with it. So I'm going to go in with my lighter green. Again, a little bit more water, because as you know, I don't work with large pots. Let's pull that back a little bit, get my edges. There we go, like that. get the heat on. Oh, wrong one. Get the heat on in there, put it on a gentle heat, and then we'll flip them over in a little bit and see how that goes. Lovely pastel colours. I'm playing with the idea of adding a little bit of black sprinkles to it, because there is the black on there, but only for shadowing. So I'm going to wait for these to saturate through first. I'm going to go and get the citric acid, sprinkle that on the top. There we go. I'm just going to have a look for my little tea strainer. And I have my black dye here as well. So this, I do have a different type of strainer, but it's the only one I can actually find. I prefer the ones with the mesh strainers in them, but this bit can be a little bit tricky when you're working with it. So you can either use your fingers or you can use a strainer. Now I probably shouldn't be messing around. I'm just going to see what the strainer is like with this, because it's got quite large holes in it, and I just want to see how it pops out. That's not too bad actually, if I'm just really steady with it and don't tap it. So I'm going to go from a height. Right, I think that's more than enough. Then I'm going to flip this over in a minute, move this black dye out of the way, turn that around, and I think we might get away with flicking that in a minute, because there's not a lot of dye pigment in this. Is there a lot of colour there? Yeah, there's still a bit of colour there. Is there a lot on this side? No, that's practically disappeared. So we're just going to wait for that to saturate in, and then we can add the other two colours in. Well, there's three colours. You've got the teal green, we've got the Bordeaux, and we have got the blush pink to go in there as well. So we just need this to saturate a little bit more. I'm quite pleased the way it's coming out. It looks slightly candy-ish at the moment. Get that over the top of there. I really need that Bordeaux to, this Cabernet to really address this yarn and soak in. So the speckling from the black has fixed in now anyway. So just give this a few minutes, and then once this is saturated into the wool, then I will come back to you. I just need this to clear up a little bit more, and I'll come back to you in a second and we'll flip it over. I think the best thing to do is to let it now cool and let that do its job, because the heat's got to the optimum that it needs to be. I don't want it to get any hotter, otherwise it will scorch the wool, Sometimes if you're using dyes and the water's really hot, then the colours will split. Sometimes that can be really pretty, but it's not always what you're looking for. So I'm just going to let this now cool down, and then I can flip it over in a little bit. Right, so this should have cooled down enough for me to be able to at least handle it, to flip it over. So I'm going to lift this up now. Now the colours have bled all the way through into the other side. I'm not too fussed about that, because the other colours that we've got to go on top of here will either enhance it or envelope the other colours on the other side. And I'm going to try and do this like this and squish the pink up a little bit more, like so. Flatten out the green section, squish that up a bit more, like that. We're going to go in with the teal now. And I'm just, because we've got such a porous wool, I'm just going to drizzle this teal on the reverse of this. I'm going to go in with the darker version of the blush pink on that side, and then we've got some more of this plum here, and I'm just going to do a little dribble like that over the top. I'm not going to add any more black sprinkles to it. I think there's more than enough. And we'll get the heat back up on there and then see what the results look like in a bit. Now she's looking at it, she's thinking I might actually put a little bit of black, just the tiniest bit of black sprinkles, just to give a bit more depth. She says, saying that she's not going to, but she is. Just a little splodge. I think I'm getting more on my fingers than I actually am getting on the wool. Right, that's enough. A little bit more of this. Poured away the last of the dye because I don't need it anymore. And because I don't have a septic tank, it just goes down my sink, but that hasn't got citric acid in it. If you want to neutralise your citric acid, you just have to add some bicarbonated soda, the stuff you use for cooking with, and that will do the trick to help neutralise the citric acid pH level in the water, especially if you use it, have a septic tank. Otherwise, it's environmentally friendly. It's not going to do your garden any harm, but it's ideal if you let the water cool down afterwards with citric acid. And if you've got any plants like hydrangeas, azaleas, rhododendrons, camellias, heathers as well, all like a little bit of acid in their feed and in their soil, because we don't use peat-based soils anymore. So yeah, you can just let it cool down, stick it into a pot to one side, and use that for watering your plants next year. And that will help them be rich and glossy. So this won't take long. The lovely deep rich colours in there. I'll take a photograph so you can see in a second. But I will catch you tomorrow when this is all dried up, and I will show you the results of the last Sunday of 4 Sundays of Advent, the yarn and the batt tomorrow. So day 4's results for the 4 Sundays of Advent yarn. This is 100% worsted spun merino, lovely wholesome wool. There we go, and there we've got the different shades of pinks and plums, hints of a burgundy and maroon in there, and the softer teal colour, and then we've got the grey on there as well from the picture that I showed you, which is actually the picture of the theme for Christmas Day batt on the 12 Sundays of Advent. So this also included is a handmade project bag by me, drawstring bag, and then also included in this one, hold on a minute, try and focus there, sorry, is a brooch with little birds on by Crafty Cat Knitty Bits. So there's a lovely little brooch there, because it's the yarn version. I've got a different one for the Art Batt Sunday, which I'll show you in a minute, and then also is these teal and bronze stitch markers that are included all together in the last Sunday of Advent. So there we go. So I'll go and pop off and grab the other batt, and I will show you what that looks like. So there we go. There is the 4 Sundays of Advent batt. You will find the creation of this in about a week, 8 days time or so, 9 days time, and you'll see the blending of that. But included with the 4 Sundays of Art batt is this handcrafted wood diz by Rolls Woodcraft. It's the same style of diz that I have and I've had for years. Sits perfectly inside the palm of your hand. It's got the slight curve in there, as you can just make out from the shadowing, and it just sits lovely and perfectly, and it's got different gradients of holes that you can use when dizzing from your batts, if you prefer to prepare like that, or doing diz work from a blending board. Also included with that is the Advent bag and the stitch markers. So there we go. So I hope you enjoyed these 4 Sundays of Advent and the dyeing of the yarn. If you are liking my dyeing yarns, let me know, and I might do some more next year. Okay, so thank you very much for your patience and watching every Sunday and catching up with what we're doing. From Christmas Day onwards, for 12 days after Christmas, it will be the 12 days of Advent. We'll see you into the new year. There'll be 13 videos altogether. They're very short ones. They're about 10 to 12 minutes long, and it's the blending of all the art batts that were included in this year's, including the gifts as well. So thanks very much again for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up for like, leave comments or any ideas for content for next year, suggestions even for themes for the future. If you'd like to see me bring back the Easter bundle sets next year, then please do let me know in the comments and suggestions beneath, or reach out to me over on www.woollycottage.com, and you can drop me a message on the chat box, and I'll get back to you with any ideas or thoughts. It'd be great to know if there's certain numbers out there that would like to have the option to order a small version of the Easter bundles next year. So that's me for now. Catch you later, and I will see you on my next Vlogmas video. Bye for now. Oh, before I go anywhere, I best tell you what's in that blend. I totally forgot. Right, it's hand dyed 23 micron count merino with Cheshire silk, sea cell fibre, 23 micron count merino, corridale and bamboo. There we go. Honestly, Joe. So that's me. Finally, I'm off. Take care of yourselves, and I will catch you later. Bye for now.